Okay, so as most of you know, getting my administrative degree, and so we've been working at gathering data and analyzing data, specifically as it pertains to the school improvement plan for this school year and for next school year. So I just wanted to conduct a little presentation to just show you the results visually that I've gathered from last school year's climate survey. Okay, so this data is coming from school year 2016, 2017. Okay, as you know, we all are asked to take the climate survey um, about March, and then the data is put together, and so I've analyzed that. So I've broken it into different subgroups. So it's broken down into subgroups. So again, it's the climate survey that was given in 2016, 2017. The different subgroups that I mentioned are empowerment, so teacher empowerment, leadership, facilities, resources, and time. All right, so the first category is teacher empowerment. So I basically looked at the survey, which all of you know, it's a huge spreadsheet. And so what I've done is just categorized it into the subtopics and then picked out the important pieces. So with teacher empowerment, some of the strengths that I found, 95% of teachers felt all educators have a high expectation for students. 96% felt that all teachers focus their instruction on understanding rather than memorization. 95% of teachers felt that all teachers use student assessment to drive data. And this was an increase from the previous year, I think, because of our RTI plans and our SIT meetings and PLC meetings. So we're really using that data to drive instruction. 87% felt that all teachers use effective instructional strategies for low students. 91% felt the administration values decisions regarding instruction. And 87% of teachers felt teachers are encouraged by administration to find innovative solutions to problems. Okay, so those were the strengths that I found under the teacher empowerment. Some of the weaknesses, which at the end, I'll show you the slide that determines the weakness, and that's really when I'm going to kind of open it up for discussion about how we can improve on these weaknesses to create or modify our school improvement plan. So our weaknesses, 17% of teachers did not feel that professional development is relevant to their needs. And 22% of teachers did not feel comfortable raising issues to the administration. Okay, again, kind of just going to go through these weaknesses, and then towards the end, we'll have time. I'll cut off the PowerPoint and we'll have time to kind of get in groups and really break down these weaknesses and talk about why they happened and what we can do to change them. All right, the second category was leadership. So first, the strengths with leadership. 88% of teachers felt respected at school. 93% of teachers felt the administration communicates clear instructional goals for the school. 87% of teachers felt that all staff has a shared vision. 94% of teachers felt that the administration sets high standards for teachers. And 87% felt that the administration sets high standards for students. And 90% of teachers felt that the administration provides effective instructional leadership. The weaknesses, as far as the leadership category goes, 33% of teachers felt that the morale was low at South Point, and that's really raised since last school year. It wasn't a weakness when I looked at the data last year, but that number has increased. And then 21% of teachers did not feel rewarded or appreciated for those efforts. Okay, and those two weaknesses make sense because they go hand in hand. All right, the third category is the facilities. So our strengths in this category, 95% of teachers felt the school grounds are kept clean, and 93% of teachers felt that the hallways are kept clean. 94% of teachers felt that the school building is maintained well. As all of you know, we have Mr. Cawthon that takes care of us down here. 99% of teachers felt that there is sufficient space for instructional programs, and 93% felt they have sufficient space to meet the educational needs of students. So again, our building's only, 10 years old, so we shouldn't have an issue with facilities. The only weakness that I found in that category is 33% of teachers did not feel that the bathrooms are kept clean. And I've kind of tried to dig a little bit further into that, whether they were answering this question based on the teachers' bathrooms or the students. And from kind of just the conversations that I've had, it's that the students' bathrooms are not kept clean anytime a teacher needs to go in there. And the fourth category is resources. And I did not find any weaknesses in this category. So we're doing a great job providing teachers with the resources that they need. And I know a lot of this also comes from the district level. So we are a one-to-one technology school. So every student, has a laptop. So we're very fortunate at the district level for them to be able to provide our students with the technology they need. So this category was was filled with a lot of strength. So 85% of teachers felt that there were sufficient materials and supplies available for instructional use. 92% of teachers felt that we have a good selection of library and media material. 97% of teachers felt that SPHS has sufficient computers for instructional use, and 98% felt that computers are used effectively for instruction. And finally, 98% of teachers felt they had access to reliable communication technology. So again, I think it really helps in the resources category that from the district level, we're a one-to-one district where all of our students have that laptop. And the last category is time. So with strengths, 92% of teachers felt that there was a sufficient amount of classroom time allocated to instruction and essential skills. So a couple of years ago, we put in place the bell-to-bell rule. So, teachers are expected to teach from bell to bell. So it's good to see that is working. 93% of teachers felt that the school administration arranges for collaborative planning and decision making. I know that's hard at the high school level, so it's nice to feel that teachers, do feel that they have collaborative planning with at least one other teacher that shares a common subject or that shares students. The weakness in that category is that 78% of teachers felt that the non-instructional duties interfere with their essential role of educating students. Okay, so now I just kind of want to talk about the weaknesses a little bit further in more depth. I'm probably going to have to stop the recording because I don't think it'll pick it up where we are with our small group conversations. But just to kind of to debrief on those weaknesses a little bit further, I think the biggest one is the school and staff morale, because if the morale is low, one of the reasons is probably because 78% of teachers feel that their non-instructional duties interfere with their essential role of educating students. So I think that one is a reason the morale is low. And also that 21% of teachers did not feel rewarded or appreciated for their efforts. So both of those kind of go towards, the fact that 33% of teachers feel the morale is low. So that's a huge one. And another huge one is professional development being relevant to the needs. Okay, so at this time, I'll kind of stop the presentation and we can break off into small groups and look at the school improvement plan and see what we need to modify so that we can raise the issue of professional development so that we can make that more relevant to teachers and staff morale. We've got to get that back up because that has not been declined, or it has not been as low as it has been in the past. So we need to get that back up where it used to be.